Hello there everybody, Pink Bunny Girl 43 here, and today is day 24 of Pinktober. And the prompt for today is to draw you and your friends' OCs, kind of like a group shot of you and your friends doing something fun. For ourselves, Rachel is drawing the sonas of all of the current members of our leadership team over on Amino. I am so grateful to all of my leaders, curators, and curator apprentices for all the hard work that they do to help keep our community a safe place so that everyone can have fun and share their creativity. So this artwork is a gift and in honor of them, my lovely leadership team on Amino. Rachel and I were inspired by the prompt of a group drawing to have the leadership team going to a haunted house to celebrate Halloween this year. Right now we have 14 members of the leadership team, including myself, and so that's quite a few characters for Rachel to draw. So while she continues to work on this artwork, I'm going to be reading to you guys from Ravenpaw's Farewell. And it's going to be quite a long reading for today, so sit back, relax, enjoy, and I'm going to pick up where we left off. Ravenpaw didn't expect to go back to sleep after the excitement of their night visitors, but he awoke to find himself alone in the nest, with sunbeams reaching under the edge of the branches. Barley? He meowed. Right here, came the reply, and Barley's black and white rump appeared, dragging a squirrel through the leaves. We got you something to eat, he announced. Riley and Bella's faces appeared at the edge of the bush. We climbed a tree and chased it down to Barley, Riley meowed. Wow, meowed Ravenpaw, impressed. He recalled Firestar telling him about SkyClan's unusual skill in hunting above the ground. Perhaps Riley and Bella would fit in even better than he had imagined. They shared the squirrel and buried the remains a little ways away from the bush. Then Riley found the way back to the stream and they carried on, all of them alert to the noises and scents from the trees around them. Even so, Ravenpaw jumped when there was a blur of movement from behind a holly tree, and 3 cats leaped out to block their path. All were she-cats. A long-legged ginger warrior was flanked by a gray warrior and a smaller white cat who looked like an apprentice, judging by her trembling paws and huge eyes. What are you doing here? Growled the ginger cat. This is SkyClan territory. Ravenpaw caught a strong scent from the holly bush, and he realized that they were less than a fox length from the border mark. You are not welcome here, hissed the gray warrior. Yeah, and you should make like a tree and leave, chimed in the little white cat. The gray cat looked down at her in surprise. But we've come a long way, Riley began. Then you'll have a long walk home, snarled the ginger cat. Wait, Ravenpaw pleaded, stepping forward alongside Riley. We come in peace. I am a friend of Firestar, who saved your clan. Do you know him? The 3 cats looked blankly at him. Ravenpaw felt his heart sink. He hadn't anticipated that SkyClan might have forgotten all about the ThunderClan cats who'd helped them moons ago. Then the ginger cat stirred. My mother has talked about a cat of that name. What do you want? Is he here? Ravenpaw shook his head. No. But he was once my closest friend, and I hoped that his friends in SkyClan would be prepared to speak to me. The ginger she-cat looked him up and down. You don't smell like a clan cat, she commented. You smell of cows. I'm not a clan cat, Ravenpaw admitted. At least, not anymore. Look, is Leafstar still your leader? Please, may we speak with her? Tell her that Firestar's friend, Ravenpaw, is here. The warrior studied him for another heartbeat, and then she turned to the small white cat. Cloudpaw, fetch my mother. Cloudpaw nodded and scampered off. Barley came up to join Ravenpaw. I'm Barley, he announced, dipping his head. And these are Riley and Bella. The ginger she-cat twitched her tail. I'm Firefern, and this is Plumwillow. Nice territory, Ravenpaw stammered, trying to break the strained silence. How would you know? You haven't seen it, Plumwillow pointed out. Barley caught Ravenpaw's eye and shook his head. It looked as if they weren't going to make friends with these warriors today. Riley and Bella were just starting to fidget when Ravenpaw heard the sound of paw steps. Cloudpaw raced back along the stream, followed by a brown and cream tabby. She was not young, but she moved gracefully, and her amber eyes were bright. She stood beside Firefern and studied the visitors. I am Leafstar, leader of SkyClan. Her gaze met Ravenpaw's. I remember Firestar talking about you. You left ThunderClan, didn't you? Yes, I did, Ravenpaw admitted. I live with Barley now. The black and white cat bowed. "And we have come here with Barley's kin, Riley and Bella. Do you still live near the clans?" Leafstar asked. Ravenpaw nodded, and was about to explain that the clans had moved away when Leafstar went on. "Then you have come a long way. It must be important, whatever it is." Ravenpaw felt suddenly unprepared. How could he ask this cool, powerful leader if two complete strangers could join her clan? He hesitated for too long. Barley lifted his head and blurted out, "My sister Violet's kids want to become warriors. Please, could they join SkyClan? They've already started their training and they're really good." Leafstar's eyes opened very wide. Beside her, Firefern and Plumwillow bristled. Cloudpaw leaned forward and sniffed Bella's fur.
"That one smells funny," she mewed, recoiling. "She can't be a warrior."
"Do we look like we taken strays?" Firefern growled. I'm not a stray," puffed Riley. "Hush," Leafstar ordered, raising her tail. "SkyClan is honored at your request. I appreciate that you have traveled a long way, but it's not that simple. SkyClan is strong and thriving as it is. We don't need to recruit warriors from outside, as we have done in the past. We have enough loyal warriors already." Ravenpaw felt as if the ground was opening under his paws. She didn't even give Riley and Bella a chance. He'd imagined Leafstar being reluctant, of course, but he'd hoped he'd be able to persuade her when she saw how determined the young cats were and how much they had learned so far.
"Is it because we used to be kitty pets?" Bella meowed. "Because Ravenpaw told us that some of your warriors are still kitty pets. We'd be warriors all the time, I promise."
Leafstar blinked. It is true that SkyClan has daylight warriors, but they have trained with us for many seasons. I trust their loyalty to their clanmates. "We could train too," Riley argued. Barley hushed him with a sweep of his tail across the young cat's muzzle. "I cannot fault their enthusiasm," Leafstar commented to Ravenpaw. She tipped her head to one side. "But why have you come all this way to ask if they can join SkyClan? Why couldn't Firestar take Riley and Bella into ThunderClan?" Ravenpaw blinked. "Because ThunderClan has gone," he managed to say, feeling grief choke him afresh. "All of the clans have left the forest. The forest was torn up to make room for a thunder path, and there was nowhere for the warriors to stay. I watched them leave, but I don't know where they are now." Leafstar's eyes clouded. Poor Firestar and Sandstorm. Having to leave their home? I hope they are safe wherever they are. "I believe that they are," Ravenpaw meowed. "StarClan would have told me if something terrible had happened, I think." He noticed Barley shoot a sideways glance at him, and Ravenpaw felt a twinge of guilt. He rarely spoke of StarClan to his friend, and perhaps Barley had assumed that his warrior ancestors no longer meant anything to him. Leafstar sighed. "I have tried to keep the memory of Firestar and Sandstorm alive in my clan," she murmured. "SkyClan owes everything to them. But many seasons have passed, and not all my warriors were there in the beginning." She drew herself up again. "Any friend of Firestar's is welcome to visit my clan, but only as our guest. We will always be grateful for what Firestar and Sandstorm did, but we cannot accept unknown cats to train as warriors. I am sorry." She turned to leave, making it clear that her welcome to Firestar's friends began and ended at the border to her clan. The other cats followed except for Plumwillow, who paused to hiss, "Don't steal any of our prey," before trotting after her clanmates. Ravenpaw stared at the disappearing warriors in dismay.
They were mean," Bella growled.
They didn't even give us a chance to show off our battle moves," Riley muttered. "I'm sorry," Ravenpaw mewed. "I didn't think she'd be like that." "Let's go back to that cave in the gorge," Barley suggested. "I don't think we should hang around too close to the border." He patted over to Bella, whose tail was drooping. "I'm still very proud of you," he told her. "And you, Riley. You've learned so much on this journey. You're brave and strong and smart, You'd be great warriors, wouldn't they, Ravenpaw? Yes, of course. Ravenpaw started to walk back down the stream. His pelt burned. Why had he raised the hopes of these young cats? All for nothing but sore paws and travel-stained fur. A sharp pain jabbed in his belly, and he stumbled. In a heartbeat, Barley was beside him, propping him up. Are you okay? Just tired, Ravenpaw rasped. Oh, I'll be okay once we get to the cave. Barley stayed beside him, fussing, until he was settled on the dusty orange floor. Riley and Bella slumped down beside him with their chins on their paws. I'll go hunt, Barley meowed. You stay here and rest. Ravenpaw slept deeply until something prodded him in his side, sending a spasm through his belly. Riley and Bella were standing in the cave beside him, their eyes huge. It was dark. Ravenpaw had slept longer than he had thought, and Barley was curled at his back.
Something's happening!
Bella squeaked. Ravenpaw pricked his ears. Faint yowls and shrieks echoed along the banks of the gorge. Do you think SkyClan's being attacked? Whispered Riley. I don't know. Whatever it is, it doesn't sound good. Ravenpaw stood up and walked to the mouth of the cave. Where are you going? Barley rumbled, sitting up. To see what's going on. Not without me, meowed Barley.
Or us!
Riley and Bella put in. Ravenpaw sighed. Okay, but you'll have to be quiet. We'll be quiet as mice, Riley promised. Bella put her head to one side.
Actually, mice are noisy. Always squeaking and rustling around.
Quieter than dead mice then, her brother hissed. Alrighty, well, that's where I'm going to be ending the reading for today. Let's check out the finished artwork of all the current members of my Amino's leadership team going to a haunted house. I love how this turned out. So, in the forefront of the picture, we have Ghosty Bo scaring cardboard. And a little way up from them, we have Pepper, who's dressed like a zombie, chasing after Splash. Pimkie is just off living her best life, swinging away on this haunted tree. Up above her, we can see Pigeon peeking out of a window, and Bleaky in the skies riding on a witch's broom. Heading back down to the ground floor, we can see myself, Pimkie, handing out candy to the trick-or-treaters, Frosty, and Dignxtyy. Angie, who apparently looks like Sapnap, is looking scared over at this zombie of Adelaide, crawling out of the ground. This artwork took a lot of time and Rachel's hand cramped up so many times doing it, but she got this all done in one day. She really deserves a lot of credit for doing artwork for 24 days straight. Great job, Rachel! If we direct our eyes upward, we can see Raven Ghoul flying past the moon. Raven Ghoul's sona is so cool, I love the bony wings. And lastly, we have Thistle waving from a window. And that is the leadership team of my Amino going to a haunted house. This art piece was so much fun to plan with Rachel, and we really enjoyed making it. I hope you guys had fun with today's prompt as well. Up here on the screen right now, we have 10 examples of you guys drawing you and your friends' OCs over on Amino. It's so fun to see these group drawings, I love them so much. And it makes me really happy to know that you guys have made some friends over on my Amino. If you want to take part in Pinktober, then make a post with the hashtag Pinktober2020 and post it to my Amino. Tomorrow's prompt is to make a sticker pack for Amino. I'm excited to see what you guys come up with. Well, until tomorrow. Bye-bye, guys!